Hello, my name is Harrison Walters. I am an attorney. Mr. Cathcart asked me to make this video for you for the career day, and so here we are. This is my office. This is my desk. Wonderful stuff. So what do I do as an attorney? Well, mostly I help people. People who have problems, I help them solve them. People who don't know what to do when they get hurt, I help them take care of that. People who don't know where to go when things go wrong, we help them do that. That's half of what being an attorney is. I've also done other work as an attorney. I worked for an insurance company, making sure that people who were saying they were hurt, and keeping insurance premiums down. I worked for the prosecutor's office, prosecuting criminals. It's an excellent gig, and it really is very fulfilling because a lot of it is helping people. That's a lot of what you do. In order to be an attorney, there is a lot of schooling, though. So if you're not really into schooling, it's not for you. If you don't like to write, if you don't like to read, that's 95% of what I do. The other 5% of what I do is standing up in front of people and bloviating. If you haven't figured it out yet, I do quite like the sound of my own voice. And again, if you ask Mr. Cathcart, he'll tell you that's true as well. I have to do well in high school. I have to do well in college. And then you gotta go to law school. And then in law school, you gotta do well there too. So it's high school, college, and then 3 years of law school, or 4 years, depending on, if you take a night course or not. And pro tip, if you are going to go to law school, I do recommend at least taking a couple of the night courses because they actually have lawyers teaching those people out in practice. Now, you might be wondering why I'm not all suited up like every lawyer you see on TV is. Well, that's because we're all stuck inside and there's nowhere to go. And frankly, if I don't have to be in front of a judge, I'm not wearing a tie. So we're here in my office and I'm putting cases together. I'm tightening up what needs to be done. I'm shoring up our proofs. I'm mailing out letters. I'm writing reports just like you guys have to do all the time. I have to write notes to myself. Every time that we argue something, we have to write it down, write the argument down. If you find it difficult, or let me put it another way, if you enjoy articulating yourself through the written word, then attorneying will be fun for you. Word of warning, unless you are really, really, really enjoying school now and really, really, really plan on doing well in college and doing really well in law school, then and you live in a major metropolitan area, attorneying, being a lawyer, the law is not a get rich kind of occupation. I understand that Dr. Carolyn is going to be giving one of these as well, so you may want to ask him about that. But if you really do enjoy the law, it's an excellent profession. If you do enjoy reading, if you do enjoy writing, if you do enjoy articulating, the thrill of being right and then being told that you are right is excellent. And the arguing, just getting up and talking in front of people, all these things are excellent parts of my job. I know attorneys that don't like that part of the gig. I frankly do. There are attorneys who would rather spend all day sitting in the office and the keyboard warrior kind, and that's perfectly okay for them. But I'm what's known as a trial attorney. I like to go into court and try my cases in front of people. So the quick process of what one does at a trial. First we select a jury, which is an exercise in mind reading that I'm not really very fond of, frankly. I just generally go with the first set that they give me, unless there's somebody out there that says, I just don't like that guy, or I just don't like those kinds of people, then I kind of knock those off because who wants those? And then the opening statements, everybody gives their testimony, present evidence, and then my favorite part, of the whole process is the closing arguments, which means that I get to argue for as long as I want without anybody telling me to stop or arguing against me. Now, depending on what side I'm arguing for, either before I argue or after I argue, somebody gets to argue as well, but regardless, they don't get to interrupt me while I'm going, which, as you can see, I really do enjoy. So anyway, the life of attorney is not the worst thing in the world. We do a lot of meeting with people, a lot of close one-to-ones. You figure out what your client is looking for and what they want to do, and you explain best how you can do that for them, or no, we can't do that, or we could do that, but only under a certain set of circumstances. There's a lot of, like I said, writing back and forth letters to other attorneys, briefs to the court. There's a lot of meetings, a lot of telephone calls. There's a lot of interacting with people. Mostly, it is a very sociable job. It's something that you do requires a lot of interaction with other people. So you can never forget that, being social, and being nice, to use a lack of a better term, it is very important in your interactions. But you can also, be not nice at certain times, because sometimes you do have to stand up for your client, and you do have to do what's right for them, and sometimes not everybody agrees what the right thing is. So that's why they need us to argue for them. Thank you for letting me into your classroom today. Thank you for giving me the opportunity to once again speak without being interrupted. And I hope you have a great career week. Stay safe, everyone.